That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over. Columbia, how you doing? Roger, setting up the flag now.
Hello, I'm Nick Carannante for the Knicks Wall, and I'm here with a very special guest for today, and that is Belgian draft prospect Vrenz Bleijenbergh. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. Thanks for letting me in.
I'm very excited to have you on today. There's a lot I want to talk about, and there's a couple reasons for that, with specifically being how unique of a draft prospect that you are. You are, for those who don't know and haven't read our article on Vrenz or listened to our podcast where we're going to talk about him, Vrenz is a 6'10" point forward from Belgium. Can you tell our audience a little bit about your game, Vrenz?
I mean, my game, my strongest points are like using pick and roll. Because I'm so tall, I can look over the defenders, find open teammates, and that's the most important thing for me. A good running team. I'm not the guy that already showed a lot of scoring because I'm not looking for myself yet. I'm looking more for the team. So I think my game is really based on sharing the ball, get open teammates involved, and that's the most important thing right now for me.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes you unique as a prospect, because that's not something you typically see from players in your body type, right? With your height and your length.
Sure. Normally in Belgium, if you are like 6'8", you are a big guy. I don't know in the States how it is, but if you're like that, you're a big guy, and if you're small, you're a guard. But because I played in a team with not really a point guard, I was the only one able to play the point guard. And since I was young, I always played on the point guard, and it was just like my favorite position to play, and that's why I'm still using like a lot of pick and rolls, a lot the ball in my hand. But next to that, I still can play off ball. I like to play off ball. It really is not a problem for me.
Well, I think that's an interesting difference between your development compared to players in the States, because you have been with the same team since, correct me if I'm wrong, you were 3 years old?
Yeah, 3.5. I
Yeah,
started there.
that's very different than how players typically play in the States.
Sure.
How do you think that has helped your development?
I mean, yeah, I started really young, but I did it step by step. I went to under 18, under 21, and then go to the second team. I proved everyone because not everyone believed in me when I was a younger age because I was a really skinny dude. I had talent, but I was really skinny, and it was really tough to play in the second division because everyone was bullying me on the physical aspect. But when I became stronger, my talent came up, and I really proved I can play on the highest division in Belgium. And then when I came in the first team, when I played with other Americans, I really like to play with them, and I always have a good relationship with the Americans here. And I think it's now the right moment to step out of Belgium and make the next step.
Yeah, that's exciting, and you really have had a breakout year in the last year or so, right? And how has that changed things for you in regards to the exposure to you as a player internationally and specifically for the NBA?
I mean, yeah, last year, like I don't mean this year that just is gone, but the year before I was a lot working on my development because I really wanted to develop a lot to be ready for this draft. This year we played the high level league in Europe. We played Euro Cup. It's like one division lower than Euro League. I proved a lot there. I had a lot of minutes, a lot of experience, and I think that was the most important thing for me this year. So I think that's also a thing I can bring to the table for NBA teams is the experience I got on professional level, and that's really a thing I think.
So something you've mentioned a couple times now is really working on your strength.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you talk a little more about that? Because that is something I know you've talked about you're still working on. How has that impacted how your game has changed?
I mean, yeah, for us it's in kilograms, but when I was like 17, 18, I was like 70 kilograms. It's like 155 lbs. And in 2 years, I went from 155 or 160 lbs to 205 I'm right now. So I gained a lot, but I'm still not done yet. I still want to be around the 100 keys, like 220, 215. That's my perfect weight, I think. So that's the thing I really gotta improve. And I think like in Belgium you don't have the best facilities, but it's still you still gotta do it. But I think if I can really work with great trainers that really can help me, that know all the right things, I really think I can make a lot of more steps.
And so that's something you're focused on for working when you come over to the States. Is that what you're saying?
I really, yeah, I'm really excited to work on myself, but I still want to be in the team. Any
Sure.
role I get, I wanna help the team winning, even if it's on the bench, or the minutes I get, the bringing energy out on the floor, off the court, being there for the team. It's not just for me being there, but also for the teams that believe in me to help them win.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. That was something I was going to ask. So you are not then interested in staying as a stash prospect overseas. You're looking to come immediately over next
Nah,
year.
yeah, I really wanna. I'm kind of ready for it, and I really want to give it a try because I feel I'm ready, and I just want to help the team. And oh, my bad. A team, help a team win, and that's the most important thing for me is being in a winning team.
That that's great to hear. I'm sure that's something that teams are going to love about you,
Hmm.
and specifically with how you're going to develop as a player that has played professionally and played
Hmm.
against grown men in a way that you don't play in amateur players in the States. How do you think that helps you?
I think I got, like I said before, I got a lot of experience. I played against like Milos Teodosic. I got him like 2 games this year. I really matched up with him, and like Kuzminskas, he also played it for New York. I played against him. So these are guys that I talked also with them, and they also say to me like, "You're a really good player. You just gotta keep working, and you will be there. You can really play in the NBA." And if people that are on that high level saying that to you, it does something to you. And yeah, I really want to do it, and I'm really working really hard for it, and we will see.
Yeah, so you've really been an interesting prospect to read about. There's a lot of different coverage about you as a player. You're talked about as this unicorn type player. That term is thrown around. This sort of X factor wild card term I've thrown around. I've heard thrown around. What do you think about the way that you're talked about as a draft prospect?
I think the biggest thing for me is like being versatile.
Hmm.
I can be on the court, being using the ball, find open teammates. I can be the guy that play defense on one guy, get him out of the game, being there for the energy, whatever. And that's I think the biggest part for me to bring to an NBA team, what the team needs, and how my teammates that my teammates are happy. That's the most important thing, and that's also the most important thing for a team, that the team is rolling good, that they are happy, and yeah, that's the most important thing for me.
For sure, for sure. So again, you're a pretty unique prospect because of your size and play style. Are there any players that you would compare your game to?
Not really, because I really want to not like being another player or follow the footsteps of another player. But if I watch a player and try to get some things of a player in the NBA, is like Luka Doncic,
Hmm.
how he's using the pick and roll is really nice to watch, and how he's creating space for himself. The only, yeah, he's taking more shots than me because I'm more looking to pass than looking for myself. But that's a thing where I gotta work on. And yeah, if I see a player doing that, so it really helps me in the game.
Yeah. So can you talk a little more about your jump shot? Because I know that's something you've mentioned that has kind of changed as you've gotten stronger. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I mean, yeah, when I was younger, I always played with guys that were older than me. So when I was young, I had to play with a bigger ball, and I wasn't strong enough to make 3-pointers. So my shooting form is not like the perfection, but I think the most important thing is you gotta have how do you say it? If you believe in your shot, it will fall. How you shoot the ball. If you get like okay shot and you make shots, why is it not good? So yeah, it was really tough for me because also I had to work a lot of my physical, and it was really tough to combine these because yeah, working a lot of your arms, the chest, it will yeah change your form a little bit because you're getting stronger. And I had like 2 years that my shooting was not falling, but this summer I picked it up a little bit. And yeah, I think I can be a really good shooter because I was also in the youth. So I'm not happy yet with my shot.
So that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is you were confirmed today that you will be going to the group workout in Minnesota next week on
Yeah.
July 8th. What are
Mhm.
you looking to show teams that will be watching you there?
um I want to show a lot because I've been under the radar for a long time. I wasn't really busy with it because I just focused on myself. But yeah, in the back of your head, you still a little bit worried about everything. But I just want to show what I can do, and I think uh, I'm more interesting than what's on the table right now. I think I can show a lot.
Yeah, that's something I'm very excited to see how your stock rises once you get in those situations. Because I do think you are a player that, like you just said, you've been under the radar, and your name has started to come out a little more at a time. There's some people that have you very high on their draft board, but
Sure, sure,
you have a pretty wide range of
sure.
where you fall on most typical draft boards. What do you think is, if you were to sell yourself in a sentence and you were to say this is why I should be a first round pick, what is that reason?
It's tough to say because I know myself way better than other people know, and that's why some people range me like undrafted to 20th pick. But I believe myself. I can be a first pick just of my talent and my hard work. If I make a lot of steps, I can really um, make an impact in the NBA team. I believe in that for sure. But I think, yeah, for some scouts or whatever, Twitter or mock drafts, it's tough to watch clips from a Belgian league, don't know a European player, how he plays. And the way I play right now is also not the best way I can play. I think I'm a great scorer, but I don't take enough shots. If I take I think I average this year 6 shots a game. It's way too less for a player that have like 20 minutes the ball in his hands.
Mhm.
So that explains a lot. But I think I really can be. I really can get an impact on NBA teams.
So do you pay attention to the mock drafts and the draft Twitter talk about you? Is that something
I
you're
mean, yeah, I'm active on Twitter. Just I'm not really caring a lot, but I see the guys doing hard work, and I think it's also fun for them if a prospect answers or likes or retweets his stuff. And I think it's important. It's a process for us, but they're doing their stuff, and I think it's also fun for them. If you rank me undrafted or rank me 20 to range, it doesn't matter for me. It's your opinion. So yeah, I'm friends with anyone on Twitter, and if I can talk to the dudes, why not?
Mhm. No, that's cool. It's nice to see you being interacting with people. One thing that
Mhm.
is talked about, and you just mentioned it, your the league you play in is a big talking point about you as a prospect because it is hard to
Mhm.
compare how that will look like to the NBA. I would love to know what you think some of the major differences are between the European basketball stylistically and the NBA.
I mean, like, yeah, the weird thing is like I play better if I play against higher level teams, because if you see my stats in the Euro Cup are better than my stats in the Belgian league, and that's kind of weird. I don't know why it is, but I like to play against higher level teams because you are more like focused. Maybe I don't know if it's the right word to use, but the most different thing is I think in NBA is way more isolation, individual stuff, and in the European leagues it's, I will say, better defense, more tactics, and more plays, like really running plays, and in the NBA it's more like individual talent.
So I think of the film I watched of you, in my opinion, one of the things that's going to really benefit you in the NBA style is your ability to be the ball handler in a pick and roll situation, especially getting creative, running different sort of situations with you as the roll man or the ball handler because of your size. Is that something that you've specifically worked on, or as a prospect, is that something that you really pride yourself on?
I think I was always like from the youth when I played like European Championship with the youth. I always like was a point guard in my team, and I always like we got a good big guy, and we had like me on the point guard. So we always had to play pick and roll, and I had to find the solution, and that's what that really teach me how to use the pick and roll, because I did it so much. I really got better in it. And I think in the NBA, I get better athletes, better screens, better shooters from outside. So I think it will be way easier in the league. Okay, you get better defenders, but I think it will be easier in offense to find the open man than in Europe.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because the NBA in the modern game has such an emphasis on spacing.
Yeah.
And that will impact how you look as an offensive player, but I do think that will also impact how you look as a defensive player. So if you could talk a little about your defense, obviously with your size and athleticism, that's something that I think is a good selling point. If you could talk about that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm when I was like 1 year ago when we played Champions League, I was a backup point guard. So when I came on the floor, my job was picking up full court against guards that were like 6 foot, 6'1". Picking full court was really tough for me because I was already like 6'9", 6'10". So it was really tough, but it teach me a lot. So on the ball, I'm a pretty solid defender. My best thing in defense is playing off ball, coming, denying the ball, get block shots out of the second line. Getting steals, reading the defense, being the last man. Are my things. I think I'm pretty good at it, reading the defense. So I think I'm a pretty decent defender, but if I get stronger, it will be even more easy.
Thanks. Yeah, that's something that's going to be really interesting for, again, as you've talked about a lot now with your development with strength. You've talked about what you're going to bring to the team next year, specifically that energy on the court and off the court. What are you looking for with the team that drafts you?
I'm just looking forward to win. Like I said, I hate losing. The team that gonna draft me are gonna try and do everything for the teams what gonna be needed. Like I already said, and just for myself, work really hard to earn my minutes and take them and prove everyone I can play on the highest level.
So my last question for you, it's really a two-part question here. Obviously, we've seen an increase in popularity and success for international players, both as prospects and then those who come into the league with success with guys like Doncic and Jokic, Giannis. But there is still a difference in the exposure, specifically at the amateur, or not the amateur level, at the prospect level. What are some of those difficulties that you've seen with just aware of you?
I think for myself, it's just like if I played in Spain, it will be a whole other story. It's just for me, I think the hardest part is that I'm coming from Belgium. Like I already said, nobody knows Belgium, probably not even where it's based. So I think it's really hard to know the level in Belgium, because a lot of people underrating the level of Belgian basket, but it's kind of more decent than everyone thinks, because a lot of prospects like Marcilla, Nakic come in there because it's a good level to get experience and to play European basketball. So I think that's the hardest part on playing in Belgium, to get known.
So that was really going to be my last question, because I know you've talked about in the past your decision to stay in Belgium instead of going to a team in Spain or going over to play college ball. What does being a Belgian basketball player mean to you? As you said, there's not been a lot of success from Belgian players in the NBA.
No, no, nothing. I was considering to go to college because I had great offers. I was not the best student in school. My grades were not great. So I couldn't go to college. So I had to stay in Belgium. I wasn't, like 2 years ago, I wasn't ready to move out of Belgium. I had to prove myself first in Belgium, and that's what I did right now. And I think I'm on the perfect point to leave Belgium, like I said in the beginning, and try to prove myself that I really can have an impact on the NBA team. And yeah, we will see. Hopefully, one team. All I need is like one team that believes in me and that want to work with me, and yeah, that believes in me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time. I
No problem.
appreciate it. It's been great to get to know you a little more. Anything else you want to say to the audience?
No, not really. I just want to say thank you to everyone that that believes in me, and that's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you, Vrenz.
Thank you.